Hi folks, Doug here. Ellis Car Customs, where all the cool people hang out. Are you cool? If you hear that noise, that's the sound of rain hitting a tin roof. It's a pretty rainy day today. We were going to go get the 265 engine this weekend, but circumstances pushed it out a week, so we're going to go next weekend pick it up because things will line up better. So in the meantime, we obviously have a lot more stuff we can get done in preparation for getting the engine here. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for making me your source for all things Nomad related, as far as creating a Nomad from nothing. I don't have a lot of competition there. Speaking of gifts, I always say, you know, thank you for the gifts and things like that. This was a gift I got from Randy, Randy's Restomods. He sent it to me. It's an impact tool for taking out stuck screws and things like that. And like I talked about in the last episode, I've got to get those retainers out that retain the thick rubber that seals against the top of the door glass. And those things are rust welded in there pretty good. But this impact tool should do the trick. So we'll get to see this thing in action. Once again, thanks Randy for sending this to me. And it should make my life a little easier. But anyway, we're going to get to work. Try to stay dry. And I appreciate you coming back to see me. Take care. So I realized I might have misspoke when I was talking about who I got the tool from. It was Randy, but it's Rhino's Restomods. So I'll probably put his link in the description. Hopefully you'll go over and give him a visit. Maybe a subscription, some views. But anyways, we got these chunks of ugliness out of there. I mean, it's a metal bracket, and the glue was the rubber was originally glued to it. This was glued, siliconed, whatever, tarred to the car. But like I say, we've got to clean up this surface now. And it's one of them things where once the stainless is here and the rubber's back in, you won't see this, but you don't want to paint over that. So, I mean, we'll clean it up. The other side, even with the impact tool, there wasn't enough left of the screws to knock them out of there. So I ended up grinding the ends of it, as you saw in time lapse, and I welded a chunk of metal. I just welded on to the head of the thing till I got enough to grab it with vice grips, and between the heat and that I was able to extract them. But same deal here, we just got to clean it up, so because that'll get painted when the roof gets painted. And the stainless covers all this stuff up, but you know, we want paint on it anyway, don't want it to look ugly. But I'll bring you back. So we got our pieces out of the doorways, got that all cleaned up, ready for paint. We sanded the roof down with 400 grit, got it reasonably smooth. So if all goes well, in the next video we'll see color going on the roof. So you'll want to stay tuned for that, hopefully. And like I said, I talked to Mitch last night, and we put off the motor project till next Saturday, so I'll have a little more time to heal up from my injuries. Plus, I'll have a little more time prepping the car. Of course, when the engine gets here, we'll have to give it the once over and clean it up and all that stuff before it goes in. Plus, before it goes in, I'd like to get the front end situated, you know, the suspension, because it'd be a lot easier, you know, doing that work in there without the engine in the way. So we have that to go. But yeah, things are going well so far. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I know I'm once again woefully behind on answering my comments, but please don't stop commenting and don't stop asking questions, because a lot of times, even though I don't have time to answer the comment, I skim through them reading them, you know, and then I go back as I have time answering them. But I like to skim through and read them, and there's a lot of good suggestions in there and kind thoughts, and you know, I want you to know that I am reading your comments. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just behind. Aren't we all? But hopefully you'll come back for the next episode when we have the grand reveal of at least one of the colors. And it's one of them things where I know some people will be disappointed because they're rooting for a certain color, and I know other people will be happy because they're rooting for a certain color. Hopefully, if it's not the color you like or you are rooting for, you'll still hang with me anyway. And, you know, doesn't mean the car won't wind up another color someday. You never know. So, thanks for stopping by, and hope you come back next time. Take care.